So
I love Katrina. Okay.
Katrina, I see you. If you are here, I just want you to chime in and say hello to me. Hello, Katrina.
Hi, LaShonda. I'm here.
Yay! Wonderful.
Hey, Katrina, I want to say hi. I'm going to get off, but hi, Katrina.
Hey, Pam. Thank you so much for saying you love me. I appreciate that. I love you back.
Oh, good. I'm gonna be listening. Okay. Talk to you guys.
Okay.
This is so good, Katrina. Everyone. Oh my goodness, Katrina, you are that fearless one. I love it. All right.
Yes. No fear.
All right.
No
Thanks,
fear.
LaShonda. Bye.
Wonderful. See, loving the love. I'm loving the love, y'all. I want to make sure you guys are asking questions. You are tweeting SSPC. That's the hashtag. I'm looking for some tweets, y'all. I'm going to be giving away stuff like I did last year, whether it be replays from 2011 Power Circle or the starter kit, the big everything starter kit. So keep tweeting, keep talking. Today we have the amazing Katrina, my fellow NC woman entrepreneur, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And we are going to be talking about how to fight your fears and build a six-figure business. No break, y'all. We're going straight back into business. Okay? So before anything, I want to introduce Katrina. Okay? Katrina is an entrepreneur, speaker, writer, and small business educator and strategist. As an advocate, her strategies, teachings, and books help entrepreneurs discover breakthroughs in the midst of breakdowns in their business by teaching innovation. As an entrepreneur, she is the founder of Your Simple Bookkeeper, Inc. You know, all entrepreneurs and coaches have an actual business. Katrina is the creator of the Business and Life Liberation Model. She is also author of Embrace Your Journey, 180 Spiritual Journey for the Women Entrepreneur, and Glamorous Side of Entrepreneurship, What They Didn't Tell You, and the forthcoming title, The High Performing Woman Entrepreneur, How to Have It All in Your Wealth, Health, and Relationships. Katrina has been featured in blackenterprise.com, among other media outlets. Katrina, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I can't wait. As you can tell, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to share. I'm like, my energy is pumped up. Like,
yay!
I'm just so excited. I'm trying to calm down right now to make sure I don't get too amped up. But I just listened in on your session and Pam's session. I caught the tail end of Pam's session, and she gave some great stuff. Even for me, I can't wait to go, back to the drawing board with some of my books, to really kind of implement some of the strategies that she mentioned, because I need some help with that. So
we all are trying to get to the next level, and we all have areas of expertise to share. The idea about a circle is that it's not just one person at the head. It's not that pyramid. This is a circle, a community space. So jumping in. Building a six-figure business, common questions. I'm going to be talking to you and asking you questions, picking your brain. First being this, in your experience working with aspiring women entrepreneurs, what do you think are common fears many of us seem to have that hold us back?
Yeah, some of the common fears that I have kind of run across different women that they have, one includes the fear of not knowing what's going to happen next. That's one of the biggest fears, and I used to suffer from this because I like to see things in completion, and I like to know kind of what's going to happen the very next, stage in my business. And what I had to realize is that I can't control the future. As long as I'm clear on my vision and exactly what I want to do, then I'm going to move forward with that and focus on developing a strategy that will allow me to kind of overcome any obstacles that come my way. So, again, to go back, one of the number one fear is having or wanting to have too much control over the outcome of your business. And I think on some levels we have to learn how to let go of the control of controlling what is going to happen next, because that is something we just don't have control over.
Right, we do not. No.
Yeah, that's one of the common fears. And another common fear is really just not having, and I often say that it's not fear sometimes that really gets people in the way. It's just not having the right type of information. And not having the right type of information can hold you back and give you this false sense of fear.
Yes.
You know, it's oftentimes, I say this all the time, that it's not sometimes what you don't, it's not so much that you're afraid, it's just that you don't know what to do.
Yes.
And because you don't know what to do, you just don't do anything at all.
Right.
And so it gives you that false sense of fear. And if everyone outside of you is saying you're scared, you're fear, it's fear, then you go, okay, then I guess I have fear. You know, then you really don't want to do anything. But that's not it. It's just getting the right information and learning how to trust your instincts and really just being okay with trusting it and being okay to mess up. Like, it's really, I have messed up so many times along this journey that I don't fear it. I don't worry about it. I definitely try to make sure it doesn't happen. Yeah. But I'll often realize that it's going to happen on some level, and as long as I have a plan, I'm good. I'm moving forward, and nothing's going to stop me. So
there you go.
You know, that common fear is just that wanting to be perfect, wanting to control, and lacking information.
So now that we've talked about that, we are not just here to talk about the issues and the things holding us back, but we want to fix them. What are some things that you say to a startup business owner when they have a general understanding, like you said, of what needs to happen, but they just don't know where to start?
Wow, that's a good one. And this kind of is a great question because it leads me to a subject that's not necessarily business related. It's actually more spiritual in nature or more holistic in approach. And I say this because in my own journey, I realized that when I got to a place where I was stuck, and I'll be very transparent, in building Your Simple Bookkeeper, I built a company because I created a company, rather, because I had a desire to create a company that could be an example for other women entrepreneurs of how to do it right and how to create a business that didn't necessarily have to depend on you. But in the process of doing that, I realized that I myself personally wasn't really in the best place mentally and spiritually to really, you know, I guess, to really kind of just deal with a lot of the things that were going to come my way. So throughout that process, what I realized is that when going back to the drawing board to kind of come back and say, okay, now what am I going to do to build this business as well as my other dreams up to this level that I want it to be? What is it that I have to do? And I literally had to take a break spiritually. I had to do a lot of journaling and writing and a lot of introspection into myself. And I realized that I had what I call, I was captive. I was being held captive inside of myself. A lot of the different stories that I had been told growing up and, you know, what the image of success was as it was taught to me growing up, I had spent so many years trying to do it this way, and it just wasn't working for me. It was working now. It definitely was working on the outside, but for me personally, I was feeling like something was missing. So, you know, the first step I say to anyone is to do that inside work. And I call it, you know, getting yourself liberated, you know, really truly understanding how you operate and what you truly desire based out of what you want, not the desires of the rest of the world, not the desires of, you know, your parents or society or what you see countless, you know, experts, even like myself, telling you what to do, but really truly listening to that voice inside of your head. And believe it or not, you know more than you think you know. You really truly know what that next step is. It just really requires, honestly, to take a moment to step away from your business, to step away from the noise, to shut Facebook off, to unsubscribe to a few lists just for a while, just so that you can really hear what your inner voice is telling you. And oftentimes that inner voice will either lead you down a direction where it's, you know, empowering you to take that next step, whether it be to hire a coach and then therefore knowing which coach to hire, or it may be that voice may tell you to shut your business down, which oftentimes that happens, and we get afraid of it because we're thinking, you know, we don't want to be embarrassed or we're making money, so we don't want people to get this wrong impression that we don't know what we're doing, or whatever the case may be, or we just don't trust it because we've been taught that, if you're in the business, you don't want to be a statistic. But sometimes it requires to shut down to start over again so that you can be clear and you can build the best business that's required. So, I know this isn't a business strategy as far as the next step is concerned, but it really is a very important step.
But you know what? Before you go any further, Katrina, I want to say this. You say, and I know it's not a business strategy, but let's be clear. As entrepreneurs, if our mind isn't right, our business isn't right because we are a one-person business. So it really, essentially, it is our business to as you say, to be liberated. But keep going.
Exactly. No, you're right. And I meant it's not like a step one, car and coach, but it really is all about mindset. I think a lot of people kind of misunderstand that. Like, mindset is everything.
Yes.
And I had an inner circle that I taught the end of last year, and we were talking about how to get high-paying clients. And during that process, the first thing that I talked about with them, before we even talked about how you go about getting the contract, I went through mindset.
Yes.
And I said, we have to purge. I said, I'm done with the mindset shifting. I think mindset shifts are wonderful, but, oftentimes when you're shifting the mindset, the old gunk is still there. The old limiting beliefs are still kind of residing somewhere. They're just kind of tucked away as you kind of moving forward. I said, we have to kind of purge. We have to really just release and be done with it forever.
Yes.
And where it's just not even there anymore. So we had to go. We went through that process the first month in our circle so that their minds can really believe that they can approach a company or an entrepreneur and pitch to them a service that will land them a contract that could last them a whole year or 6 months or something like that. They had to really be in that space because we create our futures and we create our own destinies and we create what we want.
Okay, pause right there. You got to pause right there because this is a Twitter moment, y'all. This is a Twitter moment, okay? You have to purge the limiting beliefs before you can approach high-paying clients. If you do not believe you will get the $10,000 job, you will not get the $10,000 job. Or you will not, better yet, get the $60,000 or the $100,000 job that's going to give you a whole year's worth of income from one client. Yes. I believe that. I believe that.
I want to share a quick story with you, LaShonda, because it took me to now to realize what I had been doing before, like unconsciously doing. I didn't know I was doing it, but now that I'm aware of it, I do it all the time now, and it's like, oh my God, my business is like booming.